Hello everyone, welcome back to the lecture series of product management. Today we'll be talking about the think like a product manager. Today we are going to understand how successful the product manager thinks and why the some products become the actually genuinely lovable products. So many people think the successful product happens because of coding skills or technology alone, but that technology is not itself enough. Behind every successful product there is a deep understanding of human behavior, emotions, and needs. The product manager are the people who bridges user problems with business solutions. So by this end of this video, we will be understanding how the product manager thinks and makes decisions and turns the idea into the impactful of product. So now let's begin with the question: why does some people, some apps become so addictive? And think about the Instagram, YouTube, Netflix, Spotify. Why the users spend hours together, hours of time using this platform? It is not just a like this product has been carefully designed using the psychological and human behavior principles. So the first three components involved in the first is psychology, understanding what motivates the user, and second is an empathy, understanding how the user is feeling, and third strategy is transforming insights into the features. For example, the Instagram notification triggers curiosity. Spotify recommend the creates excitement, and product management understands managers understand these patterns and use the to improve the user experiences. Let's get into the deeper of psychology. The great product managers constantly ask what makes the user happy and what makes the frustration them and what creates the loyalty. And some psychology concepts are influences the product behavior. The first is like dopamine loops, which where the receiver rewards or the notification their brain releases the dopamine and encouraging the repeated behavior. And second is a loss of aversion. So people dislike losing something more than enjoying or the gaining thing. Third is the social proof, when the people trust the product when other uses them. So empathy means like meeting yourself into the user's position before creating a solution. One of the most important approaches for a product manager is like design thinking. Is an human centered framework for solving it. So it is already discussed in many previous lectures also. So the design thinking basics involves the five stages of empathy, define, identify, and prototype and testing. So this actually the framework which we have been four stages which we have been discussed. So that stage has been elongated here, understanding the problem, identifying it, and making it as defining which problem can be give the prioritize first and solve it. And ideating is like brainstorming without limits and developing the prototype, and then it goes for the testing it. Before building the product, product manager needs to understand who they are building for. So user personas helps make you user feel free real. For example, an college person who is like student wants to develop a goal for of creating the writing assignment, so that can be the main point. So the deadline is like they may for writing they may take hours which may miss the deadline. So now instead of designing for the students, we design for the specific individual problem statement, and also we keep team focus. For example, a busy college student always need to track the assignment, but they may focus on solving this problem rather than solving the features. The product thinking framework, the product manager does not simply build the features, they solve the problem systematically. uh, the framework is four stages like understand the problem, define the success, and explore the solution, and measure R&D iterate. Suppose the students are struggling with remembering the class schedule. Instead of immediately building a calendar map, we understand the issues. They define the success. Maybe reducing the missed classes by 50%. Then they create the solution. The finally means the outcomes. The product team usually understand have the hundreds of ideas, but the resources are limited. So the product manager prioritize it. So the three common methods they have been used is first is rise, reach, multiplied by impacting multiplied with the confidence and divide by effort. So the second is like Moscow, must have, should have, could have, and won't have. So the third opportunity solution is like a tree. This connect the outcomes with the opportunities and solution. The biggest challenge for product management managers is not just to saying yes. It is not just it's saying no to the ideas than the less valuable. After the product launches, the product managers need measurements like not every metrics matters. Some metrics looks impressive but provide little value. So we call them as an vanity metrics. Actionable metrics helps decision making. Example includes the engagement metrics should have the daily activity users. Retention metrics is like churn rate, and growth metrics is like sign up and the referral rate. Satisfaction metric is like shows the NPS score. The data helps the product manager to understand whether the product is truly creates the value. So looks, there's two real world example here. You can take a look. Like first is Spotify, like Spotify the analyzer, listening behavior and creates the discover the weekly recommendations. So user feels like the app understand their preferences personally. And now the Instagram, which is like trending. Initially, the user worried about the permanent post, so many people want the temporarily sharing it. So the product manager observed these behavior and introduced the stories. The stories become highly successful because demonstrate how understanding user leads to be the successful future. So first, let's discuss about the customer journey of mapping. This process visualize how the user interact with the product. The first, there are the five stages of awareness, consideration, activation, retention, and advocacy. So, like this awareness is like the first impression of the product and how the user discover the product, and consideration is like comparing the alternative, and activation is taking the first action. Retention is like returning the repeatedly, and advocacy is like referring the others. Understanding the complete journey helps a product manager to improve the experience at every stages. So thanks for everyone. Today we explored about how the manager thinks differently. Remember that technology does not create it, but we have to understand it by the people thing, people perspective also. So what the problem is, like what features we are going to solve for it, and think like beginning of like a product manager to make a successful product. So thanks for watching. So let's meet in the next lecture series. Thank you.